I built the world's hardest maze and challenged some of the best Don't Starve players to try to solve it for a chance to win all their favorite skins. And this is how only one made it out. So yeah, enjoy. Wave 1, and so they're off. The first part of the maze is a very simple corn maze, almost as easy as taking candy from a baby. Okay, maybe not that easy. But the design is so simple, it almost ensures everyone goes directly to the next stage. However, this is a huge mistake, because not only is it designed to make them feel overconfident about their skill, which they don't have, but for those that are willing to do a bit more exploring, I've hidden several perks around every corner that might come in handy later on.
Oh, I don't need that, but okay.
Still, Maxwell is leading the pack, taking the first spot for himself and beating everyone to the gates of the second stage. And now, this is where the real fun begins. See, not only is there only one correct way out, but the first person to make it through will be able to unlock a huge advantage over everyone else, which you definitely won't want to miss. But for now, my plan is working perfectly. Everyone took different routes, hoping to be the first one through with no idea what's to come, and things were looking great. Well, at least for me, because everyone else could not have picked worse routes. And just as the tears of joy were running down my face, a single Maxwell was able to beat the odds, and his hard work and dedication quickly paid off. And now with even better equipment than anybody else in the game, we enter the hardest part yet, Stage 3. Now, this stage is filled with races, robots, and believe it or not, even harder than the last stage, which, by the way, still had several players trapped in it. Even the actual winner of the last West Games, proving just how complicated this thing really is. However, Bobot was not about to go down without a fight, and with a will of gold, they were able to push their way to the final stage, going head to head with the mob themselves. And now it was down to the wire. Two players fighting for the win, and only one could move on. Step by step, turn by turn, everything looked like it was going to lead to a fight, when all of a sudden, and just like that, the third stage was complete. Darth Mob actually made it to the end, and that concludes the first round of the West. But of course, it's not over yet, because if this is the hardest maze in the world, then that means the real champion must be able to not only beat the maze, but anybody else brave enough to beat it as well. And so the maze must be solved. Wave 2. Now with the maze reset, 5 new players go straight to the grain. Get it? Because it's corn, and I said grain. They made it past the first stage just like the first group, ignoring all the great loot around the map. And with the second stage open, this wave was a lot stronger, with another Maxwell solving the entire thing almost instantly, claiming the bonus loot. But they weren't getting away with it that easy, because Toggy was right on their tail. Victory was closer than ever, 2 players racing to the end, and any single move could shift the lead. Things seemed like they were coming down to a hair, both making it to the final stage, and only tiles away from the exit, things took a big turn. That's me over there. Oh! Tuggy lost his first place. So now Mur's at the lead, against the one person who has more speed than Lardy on a Beefalo. And with only tiles away from the exit, Mur was too slow and Maxwell too fast, pushing them back to second place, leaving Maxwell to a clear victory. But Worley was not done yet. He had to cook. And with a broken helmet, Worley paid attention to the one thing Maxwell was too late for. Oh, and the Egglord taking the win. Oh my god, he freaking... and leaving it for Worley. But it's time for a change. Wave 3. Now, with only 2 spots left in the finales, several people have realized a couple mods could certainly help them cheat. And so I made sure things looked a lot more like this. And somehow I think I made it easier, because almost instantly after every level was open, John Man quickly took the lead, going through all the levels in record time, and even with several others right on their tail and the entire world in darkness, John Man made it look way too easy, getting the second to last spot for the finales and only a simple line for all the losers. So now we enter the final wave. Now with the final spot open, I decided to let anyone who had failed the last time come back for a shot at redemption. And everyone from Wigford to Wilson was back in the game. Wilson quickly ran to the top, taking the lead in the first stage, showing they meant business. And with the second stage opened up, everyone quickly switched to the thought of the crown and the cane, ready to be used for the win. And with Wolfgang in the lead, just steps ahead from Wigford, it looked like things were set in stone, and Bobot Roy would get their revenge for that death in round 1, until Wolfgang's worst nightmare. But even after taking this L, Boba was not ready to throw in the towel, getting through the entire final level so fast, not even the walking cane could keep up with them. But just as he was about to walk into the final stretch and win that final spot for themselves, literally tiles away from where they died last time, they made a horrible mistake. And this could have all been avoided if all you did was ring that little bell down there. But in a game where the final spot is up for grabs, every mistake can be your last. And where Wolfgang failed once, Wigfrid won twice. And so we enter the finale. So here we are. 4 players, 1 exit, and all the skins they can dream of all come down to this. And the battle begins. Wait, no, not that type of battle. And there it is. After losing their own game, betraying their friends, and making it all the way to the final spot, Chefman was the king of the maze. And also of my wallet. I need to get a new credit card. But hey, watch this other video if you want to be in the next West Games. Next Games.